So yesterday I was having dinner and I texted Sarah, hey, I'm gonna come over and we can film after dinner. And then later on I was playing You Don't Know Jack on Xbox and I was like, there's something I'm supposed to be doing right now. And that's why we're filming separately.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Mr. Inkblood asks, is there anything you can tell us about the books you're writing currently?
I'm currently working on revisions on a book about dragon shapeshifters who work for the United States government.
But right now I'm beginning a story, I began a story about, it's kind of a boy and his dog story, but a lot more complications and twists than you could think.
What is my favorite young adult book? Is The Giver a young adult? That's my favorite book.
Book Disorders asks, if you could write a fairy tale retelling, would you, and which fairy tale would it be?
I actually just finished a fairy tale retelling, and it's Hansel and Gretel, and I will let you know if anything happens with that.
I feel like fairy tale retellings are so overdone right now, and I just can't even imagine doing that at this point. Christina Farley asks, which library do you go to?
I go to the my local branch, but sometimes I go to the central branch because it's much more awesome.
I currently do not go to the library because they just changed my libraries, like where I live according to the county. Even though I live in Orange County, apparently I have to go to the library for my town, and I'm kind of rebelling against that because the Orange County library system is much more developed and I much preferred to go there. So, but I'm missing my books on tape, so I'm gonna have to sign up for a library card in my town. She-Ra Contours sorry, asks, what is on your microwave? On my microwave, I think when I made the last video, there was a handheld vacuum, there was mail, there was a little bowl of like junk things like batteries and stamps, and then there was like a vase, but recently I broke the vase, so now it's just the other stuff.
Candy.
Sumoro asked, do you listen to books on CD? What was the last book you listened to? Do either of you own an e-reader?
I actually listen to books on CD exclusively in my car because radio annoys me, and I am currently listening to Crossed by Ali Condi. It's the sequel to Matched. And we both own Nooks, but I also read ebooks on my cell phone and on my tablet.
I do listen to books on CD. I have a very long work commute. The last book I listened to was Anna and the French Kiss, and I do have a Nook. I don't use it very often. I've had it for just under, probably about 9 months, and I've only read about 2 or 3 books on it. I prefer paper books. Joe Her 525 asks, what is your favorite adult fiction author? And what is your favorite HB cover design?
I'm going to go with Jim Butcher. I really like this one, especially because of all, if you've never seen this book in real life, it has a whole bunch of different textures all over the place.
My favorite adult fiction author, I haven't read one of her books in a long time, but when I got back into reading after taking a break during college, I started reading Mercedes Lackey, which is very high fantasy, and I read a lot of her stuff, and then I kind of transitioned into YA, so I haven't really read much of her stuff lately, but she's a really good writer if you're into high fantasy. Amir Larim, I hope I pronounced that right. What are some of your favorite books that have covers that are unisex or look a little guyish? I'm a guy going to high school and I love to read, but I don't want to be teased because my book covers look girly.
This question really upsets me because I think you should be able to read whatever you want without people making fun of you, and to be honest, if you read girly books, girls are probably going to want to talk to you more. But if you're really worried about it, the one I just showed, The Night Circus, has a masculine cover.
Shipbreaker is very boyish cover.
The Eternal Ones, the original cover.
Twisted by Laurie Halse Anderson.
Going Bovine by Libba Bray is also pretty masculine.
And Divergent is not too girly, so Divergent by Veronica Roth.
Anything by Neal Shusterman. Candor, which I showed last week.
One a Lazy Daisy. What is the longest stretch of time you've gone writing/reading a book?
The longest I've ever spent in one sitting reading a book was the first Hunger Games. Kaylee recommended it to me, and I was at my grandparents' house, and I sat down, and I did not get up except to go to the bathroom.
Was when I read the Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson, because my sister was letting me borrow it, and she was leaving town the next day, so I literally read it overnight.
Writing NaNoWriMo 2 years ago, I got really behind and then got really motivated the last 3 days, so I spent the last 3 days writing the entire time.
Another bookworm 16. What are your favorite books to reread periodically? I don't do that.
I actually don't like to reread books.
Book movie guy. Hi, Cameron. Do you ever listen to any music while you write, like something that goes along with what you're writing? Sarah does, I don't. Reader of the Awesome says, what is your favorite Disney movie and character?
Sky High is my favorite Disney movie.
Enchanted and Giselle from Enchanted. Ashbash8520 asks, what got you into reading and writing books? Reading, I've read my whole life. I've always been a huge reader. And writing is probably my sister, because I never really thought of it until she started writing.
Reading is very easy. It's one word answer, my grandmother. And writing is a much longer story, and I will tell that another day.
Samalthia Lee asks, who is your fictional 3 guilt-free? I don't know.
The cool thing about being single is all of it's guilt-free, so, you know, bring it on.
DM Friend 26 asks, what is your favorite book series?
It's funny because I'm not really a huge series fan, so I do have a love-hate relationship with Maximum Ride.
Well, most recently it's definitely The Hunger Games.
What type of books do I write? I write young adult sci-fi and fantasy primarily.
ABC123 Band asks, what is your favorite subgenre of books to read?
Urban fantasy / paranormal, and it's always been that. I've always been fascinated with fantastical elements in our world. We are giving away 5 packs of swag with all kinds of bookmarks and things like that. So if you don't live in the United States and enjoy your name, let me know so I can draw someone else. DM Friend 26. Sam Althea Lee. Another Bookworm 16. Catholic Kitty. ABC123 Band. See you next time.